Let's get into this. Number 10. Göbekli Tepe older than pyramids. Göbekli Tepe is older than the pyramids, like way older. While Egyptians were still inventing eyeliner, people in Turkey already built a megalithic theme park around 9600 BCE. That's before farming took off, before pottery, before even the idea of settling down. Yet there it stands, giant T-shaped pillars, carved with lions, vultures, and creepy humanoids. No wheels, no metal tools, just a lot of ambition and sore backs. Imagine dragging 20-ton stones without Wi-Fi to complain about it. Then, the builders buried the entire site on purpose, like hitting delete after 2,000 years of work. Some say it was ritual. Others say they were just tired of visitors. Either way, Göbekli Tepe proves humans were way weirder and smarter than our textbooks give credit for. Civilizations weren't just about farming and kings. They were about mystery, obsession, and building monuments nobody asked for. And apparently rage-quitting them, too. Number 9. The Indus Valley cities with plumbing. The Indus Valley had plumbing, actual toilets, drains, and sewer systems around 2500 BCE. Meanwhile, most of the world still thought bathing was optional. Mohenjo-Daro and Harappa had grid streets, two-story houses, huts, and trash collection. Some people today can't even separate wet and dry garbage, but 5,000 years ago, they had bathroom etiquette nailed down. Even crazier, their bricks were standardized in size, like ancient IKEA kits. And yet, we can't read their script. The most advanced urban society of its time left behind writing that no one can crack. For all we know, their tablets might say, "Please flush after use." Eventually, the cities collapsed. Climate shifts, dried rivers, or just management burnout. But their plumbing was so good, some systems still worked centuries later. Proof that the peak of human achievement isn't space travel. It's toilets that don't clog. Number 8. Cahokia's forgotten pyramid mounds. Cahokia built pyramids in America, not Mexico, Illinois. Around 1100 CE, a city bigger than medieval London stood on the Mississippi with markets, plazas, and Woodhenge calendars. Its centerpiece? Monk's Mound, 10 stories high, built entirely of dirt. Dirt, but still bigger than Giza's Great Pyramid base. Tens of thousands lived there, farming corn, trading across the continent, and building earthworks in patterns scholars still argue about. Then, collapse. Maybe climate change. Maybe overpopulation. Maybe neighbors who weren't thrilled about corn empire expansion. Today, the site sits next to highways and suburbs, its massive mounds ignored by commuters. Imagine the Vegas Strip replaced with outlet malls. That's Cahokia, once a buzzing supercity, now a historical footnote competing with fast food chains. Proof that not all pyramid builders made it into Hollywood. Some got paved over by gas stations. That's Cahokia, once a buzzing supercity, now a historical footnote competing with fast food chains. Number 7. Nabta Playa's prehistoric stone circle. Nabta Playa is Stonehenge before Stonehenge. Out in the Sahara, 5,000 years before Egypt's pharaohs, nomads arranged giant stones into circles that tracked solstices and rainfall. Basically the world's first weather app, but made of boulders. Farmers checked the alignments to know when the rains came, because desert life doesn't forgive bad timing. The stones even line up with Orion's belt, raising questions about sky cults, star worship, or depending on your YouTube algorithm, aliens. Today it's just slabs in the sand, half buried and half forgotten. But Nabta proves prehistoric people weren't just surviving. They were thinking in cosmic terms. They didn't need calendars or computers to connect heaven and earth. They just needed rocks, patience, and maybe a wild imagination. Makes you wonder, were they trying to predict crops or something bigger? Either way, they beat Stonehenge by millennia and got none of the tourist merch. Number 6. The Sea Peoples that erased empires. The Sea Peoples wrecked the Bronze Age. Around 1200 BCE, these mystery marauders appeared across the Mediterranean, smashing cities like it was a demolition derby. Egypt, Hittites, Mycenaeans, all crumbled. Entire empires fell so fast historians call it the Bronze Age collapse, which is a polite way of saying total apocalypse. We don't know who they were. Pirates? Refugees? Angry islanders tired of landlord prices? Whoever they were, they fought with such fury that records just call them the peoples from the sea. Imagine being so terrifying that empires don't even bother naming you, just a collective shrug and panic. Egypt barely survived. Everyone else? Gone. Trade collapsed. Literacy dropped. Palaces burned. It's like if the internet went down today, but permanently. The Sea Peoples remind us civilization isn't destroyed by zombies, but by humans with boats, bad attitudes, and perfect timing. Number 5. Ancestral Pueblo cliff cities. The Ancestral Pueblo carved entire cities into cliffs. Mesa Verde, Chaco Canyon. Stone apartments with hundreds of rooms tucked into dizzying cliff faces, ladders, plazas, food storage, all in one jaw-dropping setup. It was basically the original high-rise apartment, complete with panoramic views. People thrived there for centuries, farming corn and hauling water in deserts where survival itself was a full-time job, and then abandoned around 1300 CE. Why? Drought? Warfare? Or just deciding cliffside living was a nightmare commute? Imagine coming home drunk and realizing your apartment ladder is 50 feet up. The mystery of their departure still baffles historians. Today, the ruins stand frozen, perfect ghost condos carved in stone. But their story feels familiar. Booming city, environmental crisis, sudden collapse, swap cornfields for oil fields, and the pattern looks uncomfortably modern. Turns out civilization's ghost long before Tinder existed. Number 4. The Olmecs and their colossal heads. The Olmecs carved stone heads the size of SUVs. From 1200 BCE in Mexico, they hauled 20-ton basalt boulders across miles with no wheels, then sculpted faces so serious they could win every staring contest. Some say they were rulers, others think sports players. Either way, they're basically the world's first action figures, if action figures weighed more than your car. The Olmecs weren't one-trick wonders either. They invented writing, calendars, blood rituals, and the number 0. Math's ultimate mic drop. Yet their civilization faded, leaving behind giant meme faces no one can fully explain. The irony? These stone heads became their only calling card, like an entire society reduced to statues with resting boss face. They prove humans have always loved giant, impractical monuments. Today we call it public art. Back then it was just colossal heads. Number 3. Yonaguni's underwater pyramids. Yonaguni has pyramids under the sea. Off Japan's coast, divers found massive, step-like terraces that look like sunken temples. Some claim it's Atlantis 2.0. Others say it's just rocks being extra dramatic. But the geometry is suspicious. Flat planes, sharp angles, even something like a staircase. If it's man-made, it could date back over 10,000 years, rewriting everything we know about civilization. If it's natural, well, it still looks cooler than 90% of aquariums. Imagine snorkeling and suddenly spotting a lost city under you. That's Yonaguni. Scientists still argue, advanced ice age builders, or just geology flexing hard. The truth hides beneath waves, daring us to keep guessing, which is kind of perfect. Humans crave mysteries, and Yonaguni delivers a riddle carved in stone and swallowed by the sea. Either way, it's proof history sometimes trolls us. Number 2. The Minoans vanished by eruption. The Minoans were wiped out by a volcano. Around 1600 BCE, Santorini exploded in one of the biggest eruptions ever. Ash blocked the sun, tsunamis smashed coasts, crops failed. The Mediterranean superpower suddenly found itself powerless. The Minoans were rich traders, famous for bull rituals, dolphin art, and palaces like Knossos. Then nature hit reset. Their society crumbled, and later Greeks may have spun the disaster into the myth of Atlantis. Imagine being history's cruise ship empire, and then sinking in one fiery weekend. The Minoans remind us that nature always gets the last laugh. Build your fancy palaces, paint your dolphins. When the volcano blows, none of it matters. Civilizations fall not just to enemies, but to Earth itself, rolling the dice. And sometimes the dice come up lava. Number 1. The Mayans abandoning giant cities. The Mayans built vast cities, then left them. From 250 to 900 CE, they raised pyramids, charted the stars, and made calendars more accurate than ours. Then suddenly, Tikal, Copan, Palenque emptied out. Drought, wars, political meltdowns, probably all at once. Forests swallowed the ruins like nature calling dibs. Walking through them today feels like visiting post-apocalyptic movie sets. But here's the twist. The Mayans didn't vanish. Millions of descendants still live in Central America, speaking Mayan languages and practicing traditions. The collapse was more of a reset. They left stone ghosts, but carried culture forward, which makes their story weirdly inspiring. Cities die, but people adapt. It's a reminder that civilization isn't buildings. It's survival, memory, and reinvention. And honestly, the Mayans deserve credit for knowing when to ghost a bad system. Sometimes leaving is the smartest move.